Did you know that humans only use 10% of their brains? Or do they? Welcome to a journey into the realm of debunking common myths. We're about to dive into a world filled with misconceptions, half-truths, and outright fabrications. From the brain's mysterious functions to the color perceptions of bulls, from the effects of shaving on hair growth to the memory span of goldfish, we're setting the record straight. So buckle up for a ride through the facts. Stay tuned as we debunk these and other common myths. First up, the myth that humans only use 10% of their brains. This is a myth that's been floating around for ages, but neuroscientific research tells us otherwise. In reality, we use virtually all parts of our brains. Each region has a specific function, and even during routine tasks, brain imaging techniques reveal widespread activity throughout the brain. So the idea that we're only tapping into a small fraction of our brain's potential is a myth. So it seems we're using much more than just 10% of our brains. Next, the myth that bulls are enraged by the color red. This is a popular belief, especially in the context of bullfighting. However, it's a misconception. Bulls, like many other animals, are colorblind. They don't see the red cape used in bullfighting as we do. Instead, it's the movement of the cape that stimulates their charging response. The flapping fabric, not the color, is what gets their attention. So, it's not the red that gets the bull charging. Ever heard that shaving makes hair grow back thicker? Now, let's debunk that. Shaving doesn't change the thickness of your hair. When you shave, you're cutting the hair off at its widest point, which might make it seem thicker when it starts to grow back. But that's just an optical illusion. The truth is, the texture and growth rate of your hair are determined by factors like genetics and hormones, not by your razor. So shaving doesn't make your hair any thicker. How about the myth that lightning never strikes the same place twice? Let's debunk this together. Contrary to popular belief, lightning can and does strike the same place multiple times. This is especially true for tall structures like skyscrapers or communication towers, which often get hit repeatedly due to their height and conductivity. So the next time you hear someone say that lightning never strikes twice, you can confidently correct them with the evidence. So, lightning can indeed strike the same place twice. Ever been told that goldfish have a 3-second memory? Well, let's debunk this myth. Scientific research has proven that goldfish are capable of remembering information for several months, far beyond the alleged 3-second limit. Experiments with positive reinforcement show that these aquatic creatures can learn and recall complex routines, demonstrating a sophisticated level of cognitive function. So the next time you look at a goldfish, remember, they're more aware than we give them credit for. So goldfish have a better memory than we thought. What about the myth that chameleons change color to blend with their surroundings? Contrary to popular belief, chameleons do not primarily change color for camouflage. Instead, these fascinating creatures alter their skin color as a form of communication. They communicate their moods, react to temperature changes, and engage in social interactions through color transformations. For instance, a chameleon might darken its color to show aggression or brighten up to attract a mate. So chameleons are more about communication than camouflage. Ever been warned that cracking your knuckles leads to arthritis? This is a common myth that many of us have heard from our elders. However, the truth is quite different. Numerous studies have been conducted on this topic, and they all reveal the same thing. There's no correlation between cracking your knuckles and developing arthritis. The cracking sound you hear, it's actually caused by bubbles bursting in the synovial fluid, the lubricant found in your joints. So cracking your knuckles doesn't lead to arthritis. How about the myth that sugar causes hyperactivity in children? You've probably heard it 1,000 times, right? Well, here's the truth. Scientific studies have consistently debunked this myth. They've found no direct link between sugar consumption and hyperactivity in children. The belief likely originates from parental expectations and associations between sugary occasions and excited behavior. It seems then that the sugar hyperactivity connection is more about perception than reality. So sugar doesn't directly cause hyperactivity. Ever heard that the Great Wall of China is visible from space? It's a widespread myth, but the reality is a bit more complicated. Astronauts, those who've actually been out there in the great beyond, have reported that spotting the Great Wall with the naked eye is quite challenging. In fact, without the aid of telescopic lenses or other visual enhancements, it becomes almost impossible to distinguish from the vast landscapes of our planet. So seeing the Great Wall from space isn't as easy as it sounds. Finally, the myth of the 5-second rule for dropped food. Picture this. You've dropped your favorite cookie on the floor and you're eyeing it, thinking about the 5-second rule. But here's the reality check. Bacteria don't wait around for 5 seconds before jumping onto your cookie. They transfer instantaneously upon contact with a contaminated surface. That means the second your cookie hits the floor, it's game over. So the 5-second rule isn't a safeguard against bacteria. We've debunked quite a few myths today. From the human brain to goldfish memory, we've shown how scientific evidence challenges commonly held beliefs. This underscores the importance of being open to new information and willing to question what we think we know. Myths can be entertaining, but they can also mislead. We must continue to foster critical thinking, encourage curiosity, and promote diligent fact-checking. Always remember, critical thinking and fact-checking are key to debunking myths and promoting a more accurate understanding of the world around us.